Welcome to Mishna study Masachet Sheviit Perek Zayin Mishna Aleph. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to speak what we say a klal gadol, a great principle that's said regarding Sheviit. Now, Rambam says it's a great principle. Why is this a great principle? So over here in our Mishnah, we'll see how Sheviit relates to ochel ma'achal adam and also ma'achal behema, right? Whether a person eats it or even if an animal eats it, all the laws of Sheviit apply, as opposed to ma'asrot, for example, right? Where over there it says klal, they said klal amru b'ma'asrot, and the ma'asrot only apply to food that man consumes, not animals. So over here it's considered a klal gadol. That's what Rambam explains a klal gadol, and it's a great principle, and we'll see what this principle is. Klal gadol amru b'Sheviit, kol shehu me'ochel adam u'me'ochel behema u'mimin hatzov'im ואינו מתקיים בארץ, יש לו שביעית ודמיו שביעית, יש לו ביעור ודמיו ביעור. So, the way Rambam explains this, and he lays it out a little better in the Chibur, he explains it. If anything is from food of a person consumes it, or an animal, food for an animal, or dying, right? It's an item used for dying. Either of those three, and in addition to one of those three, it has to, and a condition, ve'eno mitkayim ba'aretz, right? It doesn't last in the ground, right? It's not something that's going to stay, stay there forever, right? It'll rot, it'll regrow. So if you have, any of the first three, plus it's not mitkayim ba'aretz, right? His lashon in the Chibur, it says ma'achal adam o ma'achal be'ama o mimin hatzov'im im eno mitkayim ba'aretz, right? So if it's any of the first three, plus it's not mitkayim ba'aretz, so the laws of Sheviit apply. Also, if you sell it, that money has the sanctity of Sheviit, and yesh lo bi'ur udamav bi'ur. Similarly, it has this concept of bi'ur that you need to get rid of it, and even the money you need to get rid of at a certain point. We'll see what this is later in the last in Perek Tet, Mishnah Bet of Masachet Sheviit. I'll just sum up quickly over here. In general, you're not allowed to keep food in your house once it's no longer out in the field, right? So let's say you had corn, and already now there's no more corn left in the field. So the corn in your house, you need to either finish eating it right away, or burn it, right, or throw it into the sea. Meaning you can't keep it any longer than it's out there in the field. That's what bi'ur means. Now, what falls into these categories? So I'm going to go through these. I actually pulled some pictures from online. This is the aleh haluf. That's the leaves of the luf, right? That's the Palestinian arum. It's a type of, right? And Rambam says it's a type of onion. Dandana is mint. Rambam translates it as na'na. And the next is the ulshin. Ulshin, Rambam translates as hindeba, which is endive, right? So any of these all have the laws of Sheviit that apply to them. And moving on, v'kirishin v'regila v'netza halav, right? So kirishin is leek, regila is we call parsley, and netza halav is this orchis, also a type of plant. And Rambam says over here, or maybe it's a tzemach that's very known by the doctors themselves that they would use. Apparently, Rambam knew what this was and used it. So that falls into the category of me'ochel adam. Now, me'ochel behema, what animals eat, the laws of Sheviit apply to them. Hachochin v'adardarim, these are different types of thorns. And u'mimin hatzov'im seficha istis v'kotza. Right, so the thorns, you have two different types of thorns. Seficha istis is dyer's woad, and kotza is safflower, right, that they would use for dyeing, right? Again, and all these things do not last in the ground. Right? Okay. Now, all these, right? All of them, yesh lehem shvi'it, udmehem shvi'it, yesh lehem bi'ur, v'lidmehem bi'ur. Again, to sum it up, all the laws of Sheviit apply. Even if you sell it, that money takes on the sanctity of Sheviit. Yesh lehem bi'ur, they have a bi'ur, an end time where you need to burn them and get rid of them from your house, and their money also has a bi'ur. And this is the end of the klal gadol. Next Mishnah, we'll see the flip side to this, another klal, another principle that's said regarding Sheviit.